Streaming. And how did you know I was muted? Thank you very much, Robbie. It's a good job you saved the day. Yeah, I had muted the microphone. What a chab. So, welcome everybody to these live streams, which I hope to restore some kind of parity on. I am, of course, on my beloved ZorinOS, as it was muted. I will say it all again before we get going. Thanks again, Robbie. Hey up, Craig. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you as well, Michael, just in case I missed you. So it's going to be potluck as to whether I am doing Linux content or whether I'm doing gaming. As you know, I am rooted on ZorinOS. ZorinOS LITE. ZorinOS LITE is scheduled for termination after ZorinOS 18. I'm on ZorinOS LITE 17, so there's one more iteration, then it will be terminated. What a lot of people don't know is that ZorinOS LITE is built and based off of LXDE, and I knew there was a reason I loved it so much, because my old Linux love was Peppermint, which was originally built off LXDE. So I knew from the get-go when I loaded up Zorin it was going to be amazing. Now, Zorin, of course, is built and based off Ubuntu, whereas today's distro, Peppermint OS, is built and based off of Debian. I'm not going to be here to judge stuff and make comments on it and say which is better and all the rest of it. Is the mic unmuted now? If I could just get confirmation in the chat for a start garbing on, and hopefully your chat should appear on the screen so I don't have to look at it, which is nice. Excuse me. So yeah, he's okay, EB. Thanks, Robbie. So Peppermint OS was the love of my life back in the day when it was developed by head developer Mark Greaves. Mark Greaves sadly, unfortunately, passed away, and Peppermint got into a bit of a mess, and there was a big furore. It seems to have settled down. I've not bought the standard Peppermint down. I've brought, I don't know if I've already said this, but if I've, forgive me, I've brought Andrea's favourite version, which is GNOME Flashback. Now, I haven't seen GNOME Flashback in many a years. However, I thought I'd give it a whirl. So let's do a fresh reboot. This is running, of course, in VirtualBox. Hey up, Jeff. And I wanted to give it the once over just to see, whether they've redesigned it and rebuilt it from scratch, or whether it's just a rehash of an older operating system. And it looks like they've completely redesigned it from the ground up. As I say, this is using GNOME Flashback. I don't know where my bottom bar's gone, but anyway, I'm sure I had a bottom bar. So let's start at the beginning. So Peppermint OS built and based off of Debian 12 Bookworm. And when you very, very first boot up, you're greeted with this screen. Suggested select packages and web browsers. The Peppermint Hub, system changes and customizations, Pep Docs, and review the build log. Come and join the community with shortcut links to various social networking sites. So my initial feeling out of the box is very, very nice. I quite like it. I think it's fresh, modern, simple, and what everybody complains about, minimalistic. Genuinely, it's minimalistic in that you don't even get a web browser with it. Kumo is their ICE SSD. So, what do you get? Really? Let's go back into full screen mode. I've still not got a bottom bar. Hang on, there's another way I can change this. Just go to display settings, just in case it's shifted it to 1280 by 800. I thought you might have done that, you little sod. It does like to set stuff at 1280 by 800. Let's unpin that. There we go. Now we've got a bottom bar. So this is what your GNOME Flashback Peppermint OS looks like. What does it come with before I go across the top? Well, if we click on applications, under accessories we get an archive manager, calculator, disks. Is that GNOME disks, I wonder? Yes, it is. And that's fine. That's a great bit of kit, GNOME disks. You get a file manager, which is, I'm assuming, the GNOME files. Yep, GNOME file manager. So it's GNOME Flashback, so everything should be GNOME or GNOME-ish. Help, main menu, add or remove applications from the main menu. You get Plank, which is a dot bar, Screenshot, and Vim, along with gedit. Gedit is a very nice, straightforward, simple text editor. And for those people who want to feel like hackers, there's always Vim, which is Vi improved. Back in the day when we're on Unix, we used to use Vi. Now they use Vim. Okay, what else do we get? Under graphics, we get a document scanner. Does anybody still scan documents? I thought that was a thing of the 90s. Well, anyway, maybe they do, so that's there for you. Document viewer, PDF, it's got the PDF logo, so I'm assuming that only views PDF documents. I could be wrong. It says view multi-page documents. It doesn't say multi-formats. Why you get image magic, I've no idea. And you get a straightforward image viewer. Excuse me, which is fine. Under internet, we get Kumo, which is the Sata SSD launcher for creating internet apps. Under Office, we get the document viewer. Then, as you can see, under System Tools, we get the GDebi Package Manager, Gparted. We get the GNOME resource monitoring built, which is really, really nice. And the whole thing's themed and feels very consistent and very, very nice indeed. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy with it so far. We also then get a shortcut to Places, a la GNOME 2. We then next along get a shortcut to the Peppermint Hub. What's the Peppermint Hub all about? So let's click on Suggested. So this is going to be suggested software packages that you may wish to install, which is amazing. Flatpak platform, Snap platform, Universal Firewall, Paroli, Atril, Timeshift, GNOME Software Store, Chromium, Falcon, Quite, Tor, GNOME Web Epiphany, Conqueror, or Firefox ESR. These suggestions are listed in the official repos. So, okay, so then you've got the App Image Hub. Shortcut to App Images. And there you go, very, very nice. And we've also got Synaptic Package Manager, the GNOME Web Store, and a shortcut to Flatpaks and a shortcut to Snaps. So if you wanted to build a system that was all non-installed repository software, then this could well be the one for you. Let's have a look at I don't know if Google Chrome is available as a Flatpak. Of course, this is going to eat a lot more space on your hard drive. Yes, it is. But for those who prefer it and prefer to have... oh, that's interesting. Okay, so let me cancel that. So am I to assume then we've got Flatpak integration out the box in the GNOME Web Store? Maybe we have. Or maybe it's just inbuilt. Let me just try going back to FlatHub. Let's see what happens if we download and try and run that. You know, some people love this way of installing software, some people hate it. I'm trying to not give a response either way, other than to say use what works for you. Excuse me. Okay, so that should be downloaded now. Places, home, we could have double left click the icon, I guess. Go to downloads, and that's interesting. Let's see what it does if we just double left click it. Well, open with gedit, open with. Well, I'm guessing the average user at this point would be stumped. Run software. I'm guessing the average user would be totally, utterly stumped. It doesn't seem like it's going to do anything with the run software other than fail. So I'm assuming you need to install the Flatpak via the terminal. Let's just see here. No, don't do anything, does it? Okay, so forum about login, FlatHub, set up FlatHub. Okay, here we go. I thought this was already installed and set up. According to this is all we need to do. Let's see if it is set up. Why they put the terminal under system tools, I don't know. I've always had that gripe with Linux. Why would you put the terminal under system tools? Yeah, and indeed there it goes. It's now setting up Flatpak. So Flatpacking this iteration, the GNOME flashback, is not set up out of the box. So we need to then run this command in order to, did I close that window down? Yeah, chab. In order to have GNOME Web Store integration. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that down. It'd be interesting to see if it installs the GNOME Web Store or if it remains a web-based app. But I have to say, so far, I really like it. And of course, how good it is at running games and doing the stuff you want to do, that's another matter. But, you know, bearing in mind I've never used GNOME Flashback, and I can hand on heart say I have never used software. I have never used this iteration of Peppermint. So it hasn't actually installed the GNOME software store, which is fine, and it should have integrated Flatpaks. So now we should be able to install Google Chrome straight from the store. Okay, so go to Explore. Updates, up to date. It knows what's installed. Explore. I don't know if this is me being a bit of a putz, but is that it? You've got create, work, learn, and develop, and that's it. Okay, so let's go back to places. Let's go to downloads. Open with software install. Loading application details. Will it now pull it down from flat? Seems a bit long-winded, a bit up the elephant round the castle. You know, why can't it just integrate it into the GNOME software store and then when you do a search, pull it down? I'm pretty sure that that's what my Zorin does. I could be wrong. So let's load up the Zorin one just while we're waiting. Downloading software catalogi. I don't know if I've integrated Flatpaks into the software store. I think I have. So let's do a search on here for Google Chrome, and sure enough there's Google Chrome, and if I look at it, it's a FlatHub. So that was what I expected Peppermint to do. Okay, so now it's found it. Let's install it. Maybe it needs a reboot for the integration to take effect. I don't know. Yeah, click on install. Yes, please. Pop in your super secret system password. Thank you. And we'll let that go ahead and install Google Chrome, as we don't have a web browser installed out of the box. While it's doing that, let's have a look at this natty little utility called the Peppermint Hub. So under General System Tools, you get Network, Printers, Disk Utilities. You get HBlock, which is currently active, so I'm assuming that's a DNS blocker, so it will probably download a load of information off the web and block domains for you. We've then got System Info. Well, this of course is a virtual box with 8 gig of RAM. That's fine. So that all works beautiful. X Daily. I'm assuming this is going to be something that you should run on a daily basis. Check the app repositories for updates. No. See upgradable packages. No. Install available. No. Remove no. Remove old. Clear browser thumbnail caches. No. Clear recently used list in Firefox. No. Interesting, it's only aimed at Firefox, so they are assuming that people are going to use Firefox, not Google Chrome. But I do like some of the options there. But would you need to tell it to use SSD trims on a daily basis? Would you need to reconfirm Peppermint branding in OS release? Not sure you'd need to do those two on a daily basis. And we've got a shortcut to Pulse Audio, which is quite nice. Although why we couldn't access it from here, I have no idea. There you go. But anyway, look, that's me. So on the other side, we've got software tools. So we've seen suggested, we know what these all are. So this is basically your access to your software sources. I would have thought most people will probably use the Synaptic Package Manager, and what's not available, probably go. You see, it's remove FlatHub. Now we've integrated it into the GNOME software store, which is very nice. So it's installing 100%, but it's not finished yet. So that's your Peppermint Hub. What's this? Welcome to Peppermint. Oh, that's your welcome screen. Okay, yep, that's good. I just want to see what it does if we click suggested. I don't think there was anything else we needed to do there. No, we don't. So we can close that down. We can get rid of that shortly as well. Yep, that's now successfully installed. So we can move that to the wastebasket. We no longer need it. And again, if I click on suggested, it kind of flashes and then goes on and off. So it's like it wants to do something, but it won't load. Maybe that's because I'm doing this in a virtual box. Pep Docs. Yeah, that all runs just fine. As to the quality of Peppermint Docs, I can't attest. Why would anybody want to review the build log? I don't know. Would ordinary users even know what a build log is? Probably not. So why that's there, I've no idea. However, so far, so good. Then down here we've got a shortcut to the network, shortcut to our audio, date and time with calendar, which is nice. And then I'll log out, restart, suspend, all the rest of it. On the bottom panel, we've got click here to hide all windows and show the desktop. We've then got an app panel along here, along with 4 virtual desktops. So we've had a look. It comes with very, very little. Oh, that's interesting. So let's go ahead and do a reboot. And hopefully Google Chrome will then appear in the start menu. Fingers crossed. Wow, that's quick. I have to say, even in a virtual box, the operating system is very, very fast. Very fast indeed. If you would like to post your requests for future live streams underneath these live stream videos, i.e. You'd like me to have a look round XYZ distro, then do please feel free to do so, and I'll do my best to make it so at some stage in the future. Change background display settings, sort by placement, a new folder. Well, that's interesting. So there's no quick way. If we go into preferences and go into settings, there's appearance, blah blah blah. As I say, I'm not familiar with GNOME Flashback, so okay, not really what I was looking for. But look, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because it is minimal. Okay. I have to say, not bad. Let's see if our Google Chrome that we brought down as a flat pack installed. Welcome to Google Chrome. We want to make it the default. We don't want to send them any usage data whatsoever. And we don't want to sign into Google Chrome. We want to remain anonymous. No thanks. And got it. Okay, start browsing. And there's our beautiful Google Chrome. Appearance. I just wonder if it will mode dark. There we go. I wanted to select the dark mode for Google Chrome. It's not really gone dark though, has it? I'm just saying, it's a bit. Yeah. Although, well, it is a flat hub. Appearance GTK. Okay, so yeah, we could select one of the. I'm guessing just black. Let's add that to Chrome. Okay, and it's now changed it all completely to just black, which is nice. So let's close that down. Let's see if it's remembered it. I have to say, it has indeed. The operating system is very, very quick. My word, it's quick. But to be fair, we've got nothing on it. It's literally out of the box. So, Peppermint OS, now it's had a reboot. That's better. Now everything's there. That's more like it. So, I'm going to take it that stuff will install properly now. We've brought the flat hub integration down, and again that's a flat hub, so I only gave it 30 gigs, 347 meg. Once it's installed, we'll have a bit of that. We'll have everything containerized as a flat hub. I know that can bring with it its own issues for specific for specific applications, and I'm thinking aloud here. I'm thinking of Steam. That's interesting. And it's found a Windows network, but there's nothing on it. So we're using 16.6 gig of 30 gig. So 16 gig install. So you could install this on a 32 gig USB thumb drive or bigger with ease, consummate ease. And bear in mind we have installed a little bit of software, not much, but a bit. Google Chrome being the biggest culprit, of course, and GIMP now. But it's nice that it has that integration, and I don't know if this lightness is due to Debian or due to GNOME Flashback or a bit of both actually. It's very, very nice. So that's our GIMP installed, and of course I'm guessing we'll need a reboot. Oh no, we don't. GIMP is there. Okay. So I have to be honest, I really do like Peppermint. It's very, very nice. Congratulations to whoever has developed it. I think they've done a really, really good job. Wow, good job. Okay, let's try OBS. See how big that is. And I know the OBS flat pack is fine because I'm using it on Zorin. Would you believe? There we go, OBS, and it is a flat hub. And that's because it's got all the plugins already compiled and inbuilt in the OBS. So, how big? Again, I don't think this is massive. All that is inbuilt. 330 meg when it's installed and expanded, which is not bad. So, Peppermint OS, not bad. Not bad at all. I have to say, I quite like it. I love the fact that it comes with nothing. Ordinary users wouldn't like that, I'm just saying. Now, bear in mind, this isn't a virtual box, so I can only assume it will run even better on real hardware. I do like the work they've done with it. I love the fact that it is minimal, and you can also bring down really, really tiny OSs. Let's just have a look at Peppermint OS on the web. Yes, yes, yes. I don't want to sign in. There we go. So if we go to download, we've got the Peppermint OS flagship, which is the XFCE window manager, and you can choose a Debian base bookworm or a Dev1 base. Nice. Well, I went for the Debian. Peppermint OS fully loaded, being a sleek and fully populated XFCE, ideal for new and novice users. Okay, so that's that's with XFCE. That's fully loaded, so I'm assuming that comes down to all the software that's included. But you then have Peppermint OS mini builds for those that prefer network installs. Really liking these options. So if you just want to do, a really minimalistic and install everything yourself, then you've got the mini builds. And then you've got the Peppermint OS community build, which is GNOME Flashback, and that's the one I actually bought down. Again, available in Dev1. Nice. So lots of options for folks to choose. Pretty much all bases covered, whether you're an absolute brand new noob, a normie, or a seasoned Linux pro. Peppermint OS is pretty much got you covered. If you right click the desktop, those are your options. Don't really know what else to say about it, to be honest with you. I'd have to stick it on bare metal and give it a run out if I wanted to test it properly. And I just happen to know where there's a lovely little 8GB PC sitting with a real graphics card and a real processor. So the problem I'm going to run into is that I just don't have enough life hours left on this earth to install, run and test every operating system. Hence that's why I've gone into VirtualBox. But Peppermint OS is certainly a nice operating system. Is it as good as MX Linux? Well, from a user point of view, I'd say no, because MX Linux comes with all the software repos, all the MX utilities. Having said that, I'm not comparing like for like, so I guess I'd have to have a look at the Peppermint OS fully loaded to see if there were any MX Lite utilities in there. I mean, there are some MX Lite utilities in the hub, which is very, very nice, and I do like this Peppermint hub. And I like the fact that installing one of these or integrating one of these into the GNOME software removes the entry from the menu. I do like that very much. I think that's excellent. And I guess the fully loaded already includes integration of FlatHub. I'm sure I've read that somewhere. But there you go, Peppermint OS. If you're after minimalism, well, it's even more minimal than my beloved Zorin. Just saying. So there you go. That was my take on Peppermint OS. It was nice to have a look around it. Any questions from you lot? Anything you'd like to ask? Anything I've missed or glossed over or not covered at all? Thank you all, by the way, for your continued ongoing support. I'm actually going to make that a lot wider. Because that's way too narrow, isn't it? Width 200. Let's try it on 400. Just so that you lot can actually read what's being typed. There you go. And we'll lock it there. There you go. Hopefully now you should be able to read your chats on screen rather than... Is that better? Is 400 width better? Can you read it better? Well, hopefully you can. Because I think it's important to have your chats on screen. So I take it that there is no questions from anybody. Right, I'm just playing with the heart. Okay. Well, I'm very, very impressed with Peppermint. Is it going to replace my Zorin anytime soon? Absolutely not. Absolutely not a chance. But then again, very little would. Sure, none of you have got any questions. I'm going to take that as a no then. Either that or my chat's not working. No, I don't want to see that. Okay, so I'm assuming my chat isn't working. Live chat, there we go. Hey up ADS, nice to see you. Hey up Silent. Hey up GS, now it's working. Now I can see the bloody thing. I like flats because some system apps are broken. Yep, absolutely, that's a great shout. Hey up Dow. Oh God, I hope I've not missed too many people. Hope you're all safe and well. So that was my I bought a gaming rig, runs perfect, but MX Linux doesn't seem to run the games like Winblows. Okay, well, are you running it System D free? Because that's how it's set up out of the box. Whereas some Windows games, they like System D. Maybe that'll help you out, ADS. I think I ran mine System D free. But nevertheless, what's this? I have great specs. Good for you. Okay, we're on live chat, but I don't know whether it's going to update again or not. Games run right slug. Have NVIDIA 1654 gig. Well, your games shouldn't run like slugs. As I say, try having a crack at system re-enabling system D. And again, if you head over to the MX forums or the help pages, they'll explain how to do that. It takes 2 seconds to do, and I think you'll find that will correct your issue of games not running as well as they should do on MX Linux. Just saying. Nice to see you, Si. I hope you're safe and well. The font is a bit big. Well, yeah, but the thing is, Si, I'm, blind as a bat. So, okay, so this is the other one that I wanted to have a look at, the new Linux Mint 22. Again, all I've done is a base install. I've not updated it. I've done absolutely nothing. Surely that's not the default wallpaper. Surely. Change desktop background. And Linux Mint. There we go. There we go, big boy. I quite like that. I always did like the round one, actually. There we go. So Linux Mint 22. This all needs updating because I installed it yonks ago. What is there to say? I mean, it's upgraded, I believe, to the... Oh, it's got the web apps in from Peppermint. Nice. I believe it's been upgraded to 24.04. System reports. Let's have a look, see what it says. System information, there we go. So this is using the 6.8.35 kernel. It probably needs updating. It's running in a virtual box, of course. Yep. This is telling me it's built on Ubuntu 22.04, not 24.04. Linux Mint 22 Wilma base. Okay. Maybe this is not what I thought it was then. I don't think NeoFetch is installed. For 1 second. Yes, it is installed. And yeah, Linux Mint 22 is the new 123. Can you show me? I can't because I've not got MX Linux installed. But when you first boot the computer up, if you press the delete key or go into the advanced boot options, you should be able to select enable system D, and that will reactivate system D, and then your game should all run like muck off a stick. That's what I found in the past. It's not, is it Linux Mint 23 now? I can't remember. As you can all see, this is a well thought out, planned and executed live stream. And again, it's off the bat with you chabs. So this is using the Wilma. I think if you update the system, info will show 24.04. Okay, Michael, thank you for that. So let's select the Snowy Mountain. Oh, is that Elementary OS or is that Elementary OS? There are, of course, gigs of updates to run. So I'm not going to bore the pants off of you lot right now by letting this do all the updates. That is so Elementary OS, just saying. That's more Elementary OS than Elementary. Speaking of Elementary OS, I've not looked at that. Elementary OS. It's definitely not Windows. It is indeed Linux, and it's Ubuntu based. And let's give it 8 gig of RAM. And we'll give this one a 30 gigabyte hard disk. And create. And there's our elementary OS. Let's just go into settings. Got a system processor, give it a quad core, and give it a little bit of video RAM. Okay, let's start this bad boy up. It's been so long since I looked at any of these operating systems. Elementary OS 7.1 stable. Yep, and let's kick it up. So which edition of MX? Like MX Linux 23.3 for advanced hardware. Yeah, AHS edition is the one that I ran. But that does come with System D disabled by default, and some Windows games like System D. Thank you, Robbie. Perfect. There you go. Robbie's put a shortcut link to a YouTube video that you can watch. Oh, it's a shame Aljo's not here. Look, Afrikaans. Right, okay, so again...
Screen reader can be turned on with the keyboard shortcut Super plus Alt plus S.
Oh, okay. Screen reader. That sounded very robotic. Just saying. Okay, so with English, yes please. United Kingdom, yes please. I'm sure there's more than 4 countries in the world speak English, but anyway, let's not be picky. Default. Try demo. No, we don't try demo mode. Erase the disk and install. Virtual machine. Some parts of elementary may run slowly, freeze, or not function properly. It knows I've got it in a virtual machine. So we'll put it on the hard drive. Don't encrypt. I don't want encryption. Erase and install. Include third-party proprietary drivers when installing. No, not necessary. Well, I have to say, they've definitely updated the installer, and it looks beautiful. Thanks, Stephen. Yeah, spell my name like that once more and you're blocked. Just because I called you Simon. Oh, I have missed you all. I've missed live streaming very, very much. But hey ho, the joys of real life, isn't it? Just saying. It's what it is. No, you didn't. No, you don't come on here with your old bloody giving it the Barry McGuigan attitude. I know what you meant. It was Stephen, actually. It probably was. You're probably right. Like I said, I love Linux. Don't have anything against it. It doesn't really matter, AD, to be honest, whether you use Linux, whether you use Windows. Use what works for you at the end of the day. I'm just very, very proud to be Windows free since 2023. Originally on MX Linux, then I went to Linux Mint, and now I've kind of got desert islanded on ZorinOS, and I'm very, very happy with it. Everything I throw at ZorinOS, it just eats it for breakfast. But I am running the LITE version, and I know the LITE version is due to be discontinued on ZorinOS LITE 18. That will be the last iteration on 24.04. What do I care? It's going to be supported till 2029, so I haven't got to worry till 2029. But like I said, mate, if I can get the games to run MX like the wind blows, should be no problem. Yeah, but the thing is, AD, if you're on Windows and you're happy with it, well, I personally think you're better off using your time to do your trucking videos and enjoying yourself rather than trying to get a Linux operating system to run how your Windows does. I mean, I have put so many hours into American Truck Simulator. Had I have been on Windows, it would have been a fraction of the time. But I'm not on Windows, I'm on ZorinOS, so for me it's worthwhile putting the effort in. Wow, that was a quick install. Okay, 7.1 Horus. I read it as Honduras. I don't know why. Just saying. I guess Silent will have something to say about that. But anyway, I hope I'm not missing any of their chat. I'm watching the chat on my phone. But if I have missed any chat, well, I do apologise. So it's not taking the bloody thing out, has it? VirtualBox, you so silly sometimes. Settings, go to storage. Oh, it has. It says it's empty. Okay, it says it's empty now. Let's go back to Ellis Bentry. And let's see what happens. Alright, well, yeah, of course it wants to complete setup, doesn't it? Select English. Well, I've already told it that we wanted British. Okay, just bear with me a second all. Just put my phone down. EB. Username EB. Choose a super secret. Password that's unbreakable and unhackable. There's no ability to log in as auto login because of course this is elementary OS, which is so locked down it's scary. It's to protect your computer from you. So here's the beautiful elementary OS. Yeah, right click allows us to access display settings, and we have a night light that we can switch on. Displays, unknown display. Yeah, well, we don't need you to know what it is. It doesn't give me scaling factor. It won't detect the display because it says it's unknown. So let me click on the cog. No, we don't want 1280 by 720. We want 1280 by 800. We want 1280 by 720. And interestingly, 1280 by 720 isn't there. And I do see this on an awful lot of distros and wonder why. There's 1280 by 768, 1280 by 800, but no 1280 by 720. That is bizarre. How bizarre is that? Okay, so I'm going to have a go. I'm guessing it won't do that now, will it? It won't insert the guest editions. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to shut it down. Shut down the VirtualBox and go to settings. Oh no, I could have installed it, couldn't I? Because I didn't remove the CD-ROM drive. What a chab. Okay, let's boot it back up. And let's see if we can install the guest editions easily, or whether we've got to open the terminal and type a load of gumph in. I don't even know if elementary OS will let me install guest editions actually. That's an interesting one. So devices, insert guest editions. Do you want me to download it? Yes please. You can download it. And download, yes please. There it goes. And insert it, and then we should be able to access it, I hope. Yeah, we want to replace it and insert it. Thank you. Oakley. So we get the welcome screen and we get choose your look. So I'm going to go for the dark look. Beautiful. Sunset to sunrise. and you get to choose your highlight colour. I'll leave it on the default blue, but that is really, really nice. Do you want to turn the night light on? No, I don't, but housekeeping, downloaded files, screenshot files. Yep. Next, online accounts. Well, I don't want to do that. Get some apps. At the minute, I don't want to do that. Automatic updates, free and paid apps. Yes, please. And I'm ready to go. Okay. So the install of Elementary OS Honduras was straightforward. We've got shortcuts down the bottom to our most popular apps. I'm assuming that's the Epiphany web browser. I've always had trouble with the inbuilt web browser on Elementary OS. Yep, start browsing. On your most visited sites will appear here. Well, let's have a look for YouTube. And it's using DuckDuckGo as its standard default search engine, which is nice. Always private. It knows I'm in the UK, which again, as I say, is nice. It's a bit slow. It's running in a VirtualBox. What do we expect? YouTube history is off. I do not einverwandten signed innen. Dankeschön. Try searching to get started. Okay, let's search for American truck squimulator. I pressed O, didn't I, there? Yeah. Chab. God, I hate stroke recovery, and I've got this for 10 years yet. By the time I recover, I'll be dead. So there we go. That all seems to be running all right, doesn't it? Nothing wrong with that, if that's your thing. If you've absolutely got to have a Mac-esque Linux experience that's so locked down it will give you nightmares. But nevertheless, there we go. Now, I'm assuming it will neither allow us to install or run the VBox Linux editions. I'm guessing open in it won't allow us okay, let's ls it and make sure it is there. Right, sudo VBox Linux. Can we tab to complete it? No. Can we tab to complete it now? No. Additions dot run. I can't remember actually if you had to run this like a program with the program command. Yeah. Command not found. Okay. So let's try sudo dot v box Linux. Can we tab it now? No. VBox, God. Linux editions dot run. Probably doing this all wrong. Hey Ray, how you diddly doing? Yeah, you've already missed the peppermint, Ray. Okay, well that don't work neither. Let me just think. What's the well, it doesn't matter, I can do this whenever. There isn't follow system style, jolly good. Well, I'll install VBox Linux editions. I'm sure it was that one. I'm sure it won't run it without sudo. If I remember right. Yeah, no, it won't run it. So I'll sort that out. It's a shame we haven't got Wine installed. We could have run the Windows one. Just saying. But anyway, it's in. Oh, I don't want to do that. It's installed and available for us. That's elementary in the virtual box, you chab. There we go. But I have to say, all three of the distros that I've looked at today, the Peppermint, Linux Mint and Elementary, considering they're running on ZorinOS in a virtual box, they're running absolutely beautiful. Checking for updates. Replace with, okay, well, we can try that. Okay, we've got a shit ton of updates anyway. It's interesting that they don't have the terminal out on the bar. How bizarre. They really do not want you to run anything at all, do they? So go up. Oh, well, that wouldn't have worked anyway. Let's try Michael's suggestion. It might wreck the virtual box. No. Let me just do an ls, make sure I am in the correct directory, and I'm not, you see, because I'm a dick. Okay, so if we go to File Manager and go to here and open in Le Terminal, and let's ls. Now we're in the correct directory, and let's try that. I'm sure you've got to run it with sudo rights. No, command not found. Oh, that's why has it done that? VBox Linux editions run. Let's try that. There we go. Hey up, Ruben, how you diddly doing? Thank you, Michael. I would have got there in the end. You do know that, don't you? I'm just saying. What do you think I was, some kind of Linux noob? Who am I to disagree with any of you? Okay, so that's that installed. Let's do a reboot. Shut down, restart. Let's restart the bad boy back up and see if that's taken, and see if we've got a 1280-720 resolution now available. That'd be nice. Don't forget to post underneath this video once it becomes a video if there are any distros you'd like me to look at, or if there's any specific tutorials or stuff or content you'd like to see me do. Oh, it's changed the resolution now, that's for sure. And as I say, I will do my best to get it sorted for you. It's 1920 by 1440 now. Ooh. And we still don't have a 1280 by 720. What is going on? Why do we not have mind you, we've not got a 1920 by 1080. Maybe that's because it's not in full screen. So let me put it into full screen mode, and let me try now. This is part of the joys of using VirtualBox, unfortunately. It's now on 3840. Wow. Okay. Have we got 1280 720 now? No. 1280 by 1800, which is 16:10, but no 16:9. That is really weird. I'm just going to put that down to VirtualBox. Bizarre. Unknown display, but I'll leave it as it is. Because it does seem to be running really rather nice, quite frankly. It's Debian based, but had multiple desktop options. Oh, Temple OS. Okay. Spiral Linux, and I see there's a lot of yeah, that's much better. A lot of YouTube chatter about Vanilla OS as well. I've no idea if any of these are any good. But can you just post them underneath the video, Spiral and Temple, and I'll have a look at them in the next live stream. I'll bring Spiral and Temple down. It doesn't seem like Elementary OS has changed at all. And I'm assuming there's no FlatHub or Flatpak integration. I could be wrong. Before I shoot my fat mouth off. Oh, I mean, look, really? What is the matter? I mean, I can't blame your brain because I haven't got one. Google Chrome no apps found. Okay, so can we go to do a new tab and search for FlatHub? Because it shouldn't care what sandboxed apps we install, should it? And I don't know why I like Flatpaks, I just do. So set up FlatHub. Here we go. This is Ubuntu based, isn't it? So I've got to remember now. Let's have a go at. I think you click on that to minimise it. Yeah, I thought so. It is coming back. It's just a bit of a struggle. Paste. Paste anyway. Yes, please. I don't know if it's going to do this, you know, as it's elementary, or whether it's going to tell me to feck off. I have no idea. Install Synaptic on Smellimentary. I'd rather not. Synaptic's okay, but then you've got to install their piece of chaff, or you've got to go for GDebi and all that malarkey, which is just a pain in the bottom. With older Ubuntu versions, the official Flatpak PPA, install the software Flatpak plugin. I don't know if that's the name App Center. It's not, is it? So we've done the sudo apt install Flatpak. Is that enough? I'm guessing it probably is. It should be enough for it to know what to do with a file if I bring the file down. I'm guessing. So there's our GIMP. Let's bring the GIMP down. He says. Epiphany, you gotta love it, or not, as the case may be. I don't think that's brought bugger all down. I didn't see it download anything. Oh, it has. I stand corrected. Open in sideload or code. With other application, well, it recommends that we select sideload. So let's do is we trust this app and trust and install this app. I don't know what sideload is. I'm assuming that's the Flatpak installer. So we can minimize that, we can minimize that. Fetching details. And that is the web browser, so we can minimize that. There we go. Download size may be up to 1.2 gig, I understand. Install anyway. So it should now be installing the GIMP for us on Elementary OS as a sandboxed application. Spiral Linux GitHub.io. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Ray. GNOME software and the Flatpak plugin for it, then reboot. Otherwise, programs won't show. That's interesting. Okay, I get what you're saying. So let's go back and let's complete that command that it told us to run. So these must be using then the GNOME software manager. Okay, copy and paste. Yep, you just want to install it. You're right, Ray. You're right. You're right, big boy. Just goes to show what I know. Oh yeah, absolutely nothing. Well, I'm surprised they use the name anyway. We've got sideload. So at least it knew what to run it. There really shouldn't be any installation anyway, should there? Really? Don't you just right click it and mark it as executable and then run it? Just saying. Or is that app image or something else? I don't know. Anyway, that's that all installed and integrated. We'll let the GIMP come down and we'll see if it installs the GIMP and makes it available, or whether, like Ray says, it won't be available. You'll have to run it manually. Sudo apt install Flatpak GNOME software. I thought that's what we just installed. Yeah. Minus Y. Okay. Well, we've just done that minus the minus Y, so I'll see how it goes. So I'm sorry about this, it is downloading LeGimp. I have to say the wallpaper is gorgeous. But then again, this was always known, this distribution, for having gorgeous wallpapers. That is also gorgeous. Stunning. I wonder how many people download a Mac OS wallpaper. Okay, why is it locked? Is it my imagination? Then reboot. Yep. That's the two old elementary wallpapers, isn't it? Oh. But it's absolutely lock solid. I can do zilch with it. Yeah. So it has changed the wallpaper. Unless sideload is locked it solid, I don't know. But it's absolutely locked rock solid. So all I can do is power it off. Probably trash the VirtualBox, but Hey ho, it's a virtual box. It's not the end of the world, is it? It did warn us that we might have issues whilst running it in a virtual box. To be fair to the devs, it did say if you're running this in VirtualBox, you may have issues. Just saying. Okay, let's see what happened. If anything, I'm guessing it didn't complete doing its thing. It did remember the wallpaper. The wallpaper's gorgeous. I love that wallpaper. Very, very nice. If we go to applications, oh no, well, the GIMP is there. Is it going to run? So let's hear it for side load. GIMP is indeed going to run. So there we go. And the Gimpy is running beautifully. Okay, let's quit. Yeah, that's okay. I'm assuming that it's still on that ridiculous display setting. Let's put it in full screen. Nice. I have to say, I have been away far too long from Linux. And there's still no 1280 by 720. Okay, well, we'll put that one down to VirtualBox then. Quite happy to leave it in its 38 by whatever. Right, okay, let's go into the App Center. Let's see if that flat pack works. Goggle. Oh my God, really? Oh God, I hate my fingers sometimes, just saying. And it did work because there's Google Chrome. So it should bring that down as a flat pack. Yeah, so it did well. The integration without the -y did work okay, just so you know, Ray. So there you go, everybody. So Linux Mint Elementary, Mint 22 and Peppermint. It really just comes down to personal preference, doesn't it? As to which one you prefer. Okay, so changing the wallpaper is what rocks it and locks it for some reason. Bizarre. So changing the wallpaper causes the computer to just lock. It does change the wallpaper, but it causes it to just rock and lock. It's just one of them things. Using as your backup for PEP. So yeah, fair enough. Well, the PEP was very nice, Ray. And I do like it very, very much. But as I say, I went with the GNOME Flashback edition, which I think is a community iteration of it. It was nice. It was fine. I've never used GNOME Flashback before, which is like the old GNOME 2. There we go. Beautiful. So we can send them to the rubbish bin. And we can empty the trash. Permanently delete trash, yes please. And we get some sounds as well. Nice. So let me power that off. In our virtual box, we've got Elementary, Mint, and Peppermint GFB GNOME Flashback Edition. I'll boot it up just for Ray. Very impressed with it, Ray. Very impressed with it at all. But like I say, with all these VirtualBox Linux live streams, I have no idea what it's like in real life because you can't judge an OS in VirtualBox. But I'm guessing if I were to slap this on the 8GB PC, it would absolutely fly. But very, very impressed with it, I have to say. Very impressed with it, and I love its minimalism. And I love the way that the Peppermint team have got you covered with an iteration for most use cases. So if you go for the fully loaded, if you're a noob, I love the mini ISO option, and I also love this version of it, the known flashback, which is really, really nice. So yeah, it's become so much more than what I thought it would. And don't forget, Peppermint really was my true Linux love back in the day, when it was under a different developer. But yeah, very impressed, Ray. So are you using it as a daily? Hey up, Dobry. Are you using the Pep as a daily? I mean, I have to be honest. I mean, my Zorin is so fully loaded. I couldn't even think of doing anything else. I don't really do much with Pep now. Just post the odd wallpaper, some XFCE tweaks. Nice. Well, I thought to give the known flashback a run out. That certainly seems to be running with major gusto, very, very quick. I've actually changed my OBS from the software to the flat pack, because it has all the stuff inbuilt out the box, and it's running absolutely beautiful. It's got all the plugins, all the panels, everything. And if you go to add here, you'll see that it's got a butt ton of plugins right out the box, which is amazing. The problem I've got is that now my Zorin is so fully loaded, and I've done so much work on, I mean, I've got 3 SSDs in here, a 500 gig, a 1 terabyte, and a 480 gig. And I've got another NVMe SSD, which I need to check if this motherboard can take 2, so I could add another 500 gig to it. But everything is now so set up and running so beautifully. I genuinely do not miss Windows. Now, I guess I'm very, very lucky that that's the case for me. I guess it's not for everybody, but I hope you guys and girls find your Zorin OS Linux, because for me this has been a revelation. But then again, because ZorinOS LITE uses a lot of elements off LXDE, I guess it was natural for me to gravitate towards it, having loved Peppermint OS so much back in the day. And I'm guessing that's why it's scheduled to be discontinued after ZorinOS LITE 18, because I'm guessing the ZorinOS core with the GNOME is good enough, and I get it. But the last iteration will be ZorinOS 18 off 2404 before this is discontinued, and that's going to be supported till 2029 anyway. So Zindo's OS, yeah. Well, you know, I mean, the thing is, I don't know how I've ended up on it, to be honest. I don't know why you do half the stuff I do. I'm such a dick face sometimes. Actually, I want to change that. And it's not just, it's not just the, there I am. That's me. It's not just, I don't know what it is. I'm just so enamored. It seems like everything I want to set up on ZorinOS just works. You know, I mean, you go through the mod process and all the rest of it. You spend hours farting about and it just works. And it's a joy. But I don't know if that's a reflection of modern day Linux. I'm sure it is, because everything just worked beautifully on MX. Everything worked beautifully on Linux Mint. So why would you expect Zorin to be any different? I wouldn't. Ubuntu Lite don't work in nice on my Ryzen 7600. Yeah, well, I suppose you're always going to have that, Dobry. You're always going to have hardware issues with Linux. It's just real life, isn't it? You know, I've got an NVIDIA RTX 3050 8 gig graphics card. ZorinOS don't like it. Weird. Put the AMD RX 580 graphics card back in, and she's sweet as a nut. I don't know whether it's because Zorin doesn't like it or whether because I've just become computer incompetent since my stroke. I really don't. There's always going to be edge cases where hardware impacts the software. Yeah, absolutely. So I couldn't have put it better myself. Bang on. Yeah, well, I mean, as I say, it doesn't matter what I throw at it. So it doesn't matter what game I want to play. Really, really old, like my Doom 3, which I love very, very much, or whether brand new, as in Once Human. Everything just seems to work flawlessly. It doesn't matter whether he installs stuff under Steam, under Lutris, or under Uncle John Cobley and all. It all just... Well, it's probably all going to crash now just to prove me wrong. Crash and guff up. But I just sit here and wonder if it's not so much how good the distro is, but if it's more of a... But if it's more of a reflection of how good modern day Linux is. Doom 3, no problem. Really, really old game from 2004, the original Guild Wars, running under Lutris. Once Human performs like it runs on Windows Silent. I'll show you in a minute, although it probably wants a massive update. Because I've not updated it. But Once Human, I love it. It's great. I recommended it to Eljo. She hates it. She says it's boring. I'd have thought it would have been the perfect sort of game for somebody like yourself and Eljo, definitely. But I think Eljo tried it and she said it was boring. Yeah, it's almost indistinguishable from running it on Windows. And so, I mean, I've done it via Steam and all the rest of it, so there's no shock there. But anyway, I think the original Guild Wars doesn't like OBS for whatever reason, if I remember right. I could be wrong, it might be starting up. Let me just have a look at, because I think I installed it twice. Oh, I know why. I know why. It's because I'm a chab. I don't know which one of these to uninstall. Let's save that away. That's why it's not running, because I've already imaged it. So we'll just save that away. Let's just see if it'll run now. Launch anyway, because it don't need to image. Yeah, it's because I've got the image command in there, because I've brought down all the Guild Wars files. So that's the Guild Wars. Let's load up Once Human for Silent. And as I say, it's indistinguishable from Windows. But then again, to be fair, Silent, take that comment with a piece of salt, because I would also say that for all of the games I've got installed. And, you know, I've tried bringing some really old pain in the arse ones down, and they all run beautifully. And I've tried bringing some really brand new, either in early access or, you know, free demos, and they all run just beautifully. I don't know what else to say to you. Yeah, so I think it's going to try and do like a X gig update, which is huge. So I'll do that at a later stage. Well, checking patch file difference will let it. But as I say, for me, it runs indistinguishable from Windows. And you know I'm on a very budget entry-level gaming PC. It's got a Ryzen 5 6-core 12-thread, 16 gigs of DDR4 Ram. Yeah, it wants a 50-minute download, get stuff, 7.5 gig. Well, it won't take 50 minutes, but and I've got an AMD Radeon RX 580 8GB graphics card in. I do have an RTX here as a backup if I need it. So I'm not going to wait 22 minutes. I think I can do it this way. If I go to File Manager, yeah, it will let me bug out. So I'm very, very impressed with it. You can see the games I've got installed. It's just ridiculous. And I haven't got enough life left to play them all, let alone enjoy them all. But, you know, I mean, I'm doing my best. I'm enjoying everything I'm throwing at it. It just works. It's super silky smooth. And for me, it's just utterly, I mean, even the shitfest that is World of Tanks, it's just indistinguishable from Windows in that you double click something and it works. Have you tried the first Descendant? You may enjoy that. No, but I did. I won't boot that up. As you can see, it's all working beautifully. I did bring another game down, which I immediately thought of you and Eljo, and if I remember right, it's called Lonely Night, and you should give that a whirl. I think that's in early access. I could be wrong. 6th of April 2022 this come out. This is a fabulous little game, this is. And the reason I think you like it so much is because it's actually a mixture of every MMORPG ever made, so you get the best of all worlds. I don't know. It's very difficult because I know you love your No Man's Sky silent and to your name and Eben. Yeah, alright. Well, that's a bit shit, isn't it? Really? So I've got to delete everything. Quality coding. Ebeez, let's do a new game. WSAD. But as I say, this has got elements out of a lot of different MMORPGs, including action cams, which is really, really nice. Press the Alt button to top. Yeah, okay. And the combat in this is fabulous. Now, everything is running via Proton. But I must warn you, I do use a lot of Glorious Egg Rolls Protons. Left mouse click to attack. Well, that's what I did. But I'm sure you have to draw your weapon. And I think I missed the draw your weapon key. That's it. So you can have this in like a first person's view, a third person view, action cam. It does help if you face the right way, of course. But I just instantly thought of you and Eljo. It's Alt, isn't it? And Shift. Press the 2 buttons to toggle on and off, finish a move skill. And, you know, alright, this is the... press the Yeah, to use the Berserker skill. Yeah. But runs beautifully on Linux. And you've got a lot of finishes as well that you can use. You should give it a whirl. It's called Lonely Night. I think it's free. Press the button to stealth kill. Well, that didn't work very well, but nevertheless. Anyway, I've been bringing down a lot of games, to be honest, just to try them and have fun with them. Hey, Upsider, how you diddly doing? I bet I can't see that. Will run great on that system. But I'll have a look at First Descendant and all the rest of it. And I've been buying a lot of games like Radio Commander, stuff that's different, to try and get into it. And I've started collecting the war games and also the Assassin's Creeds. So I've got 1, 2, and 3 at the minute of Assassin's Creed. And again, as I say, I'm just struggling to find anything new or old that just won't run on this system. It's a joy, absolute joy. No hassles, don't need to tweak anything, don't need to change anything. It just bloody well works. It really does. And it doesn't seem to matter how old or how new the game, what version of Windows it's meant to run on. It just don't seem to make any difference. Everything just runs and renders so Windows-esque. And that's what I mean by it's a Windows-like experience. You wouldn't know I wasn't on Windows. You really wouldn't. It's just terrific. I did. Hey up, Ben, how you diddly doing? Oh, give our love to Mrs. Cider, won't you, Cider Master? You know, it's just an absolute utter joy. But I think it's more of a statement of how good Linux is now on the desktop. And also, let's not forget how good Steam and Proton is. Thanks, Cider. Just an absolute joy to use. And in 2024, if you don't want to go to Windows 12, guess what? You don't have to. And you don't need a degree in computer science or Linux know-how. It's all very, very easy and comfortable today. It's not like when me and you started, Si, back in the day. And I'm calling you Si, not for Simon, but for Silent, just in case you were wondering. You know, and everything just works, and it, I mean, it's just what it is, isn't it? I'll exit this because you don't want to watch me make a pig's ear of Assassin's Creed. And I've worked my little fairy butt off on American Truck Simulator. What do I mean by that? I mean by tweaking the settings and, configuring and optimizing the mods and the profile build, because I really didn't want to have to go down the road of paid mods. I wanted to use what SCS provide, and I now feel I'm at that plateau where I just love this profile and the settings so much, and it runs so well. Again, you would not know. You are running the full Zorin or LITE? No, I'm running LITE, Silent, because it's the ZorinOS LITE is built and based off of LXDE, and you'll know that my old favourite peppermint was LXDE originally. And this is my American Truck Simulator, finished, done, and she's absolutely fucking stunning. I've got to be honest with you. It's the best I've ever had. So anybody that says to me, you know, they can't move from Linux to Windows if there's not a genuine valid reason, i.e. they use Adobe or whatever, then what that means is that not that they can't, really they don't want to, because with Linux you still have to put the effort in, but once it's done, it's done. Oh, this is absolutely stunning. I couldn't get it looking and running any better than this on Windows. I really couldn't. No, it's not, Ray. You're wrong. LITE is not XFCE, it's LXDE. There you go. It might have XFCE elements in it, but it is predominantly LXDE. That's why it's being discontinued. And they're just going to run with GNOME as their main OS. So there you go, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I've loved it. Thank you so much for your support. And don't worry if you go away after the live stream and think, oh God, I wish I'd have asked him to just pop a comment underneath this once it's YouTube's processed it as a video. And as I say, I'll try and make a note, and for the next live stream, I'll try and make sure I cover everybody's points. If any of you need any help with getting things running or how things work or how to do them, again, if you let me know, I'll try and include that in the next live stream, because the more content I've got to live stream, well, the better quality of live stream it's going to be for you lot, rather than me just chabbing on. But you don't want to see the amount of games that I've got. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop with a Linux. The only thing is, the kid in the sweet shop with Linux is now over, because I'm very, very happy I'm on ZorinOS. So thanks everybody for your support. Much, much love. Have a very safe week. I'm going to be live streaming quite a bit over the next 2 weeks when I'm not working. So do feel free to pop in and say hi, or give me some grief, or find out some info that you want to know and can't be asked to research yourself. And I'm more than happy to do that for you. Have a great week, and I'll see you all in the next one. Much love, everybody. I need to stop it on YouTube, don't I? Oh, YouTube, you're so silly. Let's go to live, and I'll end the stream there. Enjoy your gaming, and I'll see you all in the next one. Much, much love, everybody. Cheers.